Welcome back. In the last video, we surveyed the 5 methods of delay analysis. Today, we go deep on the 2 that matter most in practice: time impact analysis, run inside a Windows framework. And we won't keep it abstract. We'll model real delay events, a late handover of site access, and late issued for construction drawings, and tie each one straight to its FIDIC clause. This is the Red Book, 1999. Here's the plan. First, what time impact analysis actually is and how a fragment works. Then how a Windows approach tracks the critical path as it moves through the job. We'll combine the 2 into a single practical workflow, a TIA inside each window. We'll map real delay events to their FIDIC clauses, work through a 2-window example, late access, then late drawings, and close with concurrency, records, and the mistakes to avoid. So, Technique 1. Time impact analysis. The idea is simple and powerful. You take your program and update it to just before the delay event. That point in time is your data date, so the program reflects actual progress up to the moment the event strikes. Then you build a fragment, a small network of activities that models the event and its consequences. You insert that fragment into the logic, and you recalculate. However far the completion date moves, that movement is the extension of time for that event. Because it models the likely impact at the moment of the event, TIA is prospective, which is exactly how an extension of time is supposed to be judged. Technique 2. Windows. Instead of analyzing the whole job in one go, you split it into periods, usually between your program updates. At the start of each window, you update the program to the data date, incorporating all the actual progress. Then, and this is the crucial part, you re-identify the critical path for that window because it moves as the job evolves. And you analyze only the events that occurred within that particular window. The critical path in month 2 is rarely the same one you had in month 1. A single end-of-job snapshot misses that movement entirely, which is why windows exist. Now combine them, because that's how it's really done. For each window, you update the program to the data date and fix the critical path as it stands. You insert the fragment for that window's delay event, and you measure the impact on completion. Then you carry that updated program forward, and it becomes the baseline for the next window. Finally, you sum the impacts across all the windows to get the total extension of time. This window TIA is contemporaneous. It follows the moving critical path, and it's exactly what the Society of Construction Law Protocol and most FIDIC extension of time machinery expect to see. That's the technique. Now let's bring in the real delay events and map each one to the FIDIC clause that gives the entitlement. Here's the entitlement map. Every delay event has a governing clause, and the clause sets the remedy. Late site access or possession sits under subclause 2.1 and gives extension of time plus cost and profit. Late drawings or instructions, our IFC event, sit under 1.9, again time plus cost and profit. Unforeseeable ground conditions, 4.12, give time plus cost, but no profit. A variation under clause 13 gives time and is valued, but notice, exceptionally adverse weather under 8.4 and delays caused by authorities under 8.5 give an extension of time only, no money at all. So always identify the clause first. It decides whether the window's delay earns money or only time. The 2 events we'll model, access and IFC, are both fully compensable. Event 1, delay to site access, under subclause 2.1. 2.1 obliges the employer to give the contractor right of access to and possession of the site by the times required. In our example, access to a particular work zone is handed over 15 days late. That delays the enabling works, which at this early stage sit right on the critical path. The entitlement is an extension of time under 8.4, plus cost and reasonable profit, because a 2.1 breach is an employer risk. Late access is a classic early window event. It drives the critical path before the structure has even started. Event 2, late issued for construction drawings, under subclause 1.9, delay drawings or instructions. Here the structural IFC drawings arrive 20 days late and they hold up the structure, which by this stage is the critical activity. The entitlement is again an extension of time plus cost and reasonable profit. But there's an important condition. 1.9 only bites if the contractor gave notice of when the drawings were actually needed and by when. So if you didn't flag the required by date in good time, the claim can be defeated however late the drawings were. Notice is everything on a 1.9 claim. Let me make the fragment concrete, because it's the mechanism that carries the whole method. A fragment is a small sub-network that represents a single delay event. It captures the event itself and its knock-on activities, the things that can't proceed until it's resolved. You graft that fragment into the updated program at the correct point in the logic with proper links. Then you let the program recalculate, and the new finish date reveals the net delay to completion. That's how you turn a plain statement, access was 15 days late, into a measured, logic-driven impact that a reviewer can follow and reproduce. Now let's put it all together in a worked example. 2 windows, 2 events, and 1 critical path that moves between them. Window 1. Late access. Under subclause 2.1, we set the data date at the start of the access period, so the program reflects the job up to that point. Access is handed over 15 days late, and we model that as the 2.1 fragment. The enabling works shift out, and because they are on the critical path, the completion date moves with them. Planned completion was the 9th of June. The analyzed completion is now the 24th of June, a 15-day extension of time. And notice from the bar chart, in this window the critical path runs through access into enabling works. Window 2. Late IFC drawings. Under subclause 1.9, we advance to a new data date. The enabling works are now complete, and the structure has become the critical activity. Then the structural IFC drawings arrive 20 days late, and we model that as the 1.9 fragment. Now we add the windows together. Window 1, late access under 2.1, gave 15 days. Window 2, late IFC under 1.9, gave a further 20 days. The total extension of time is 35 days. And because both events are compensable, the contractor is entitled to time and prolongation cost for each. The reason this 35 days is defensible, and not just a lumped number, is that each window was analyzed against its own critical path at its own data date with its own fragment. That discipline is what makes the results stand up. Now the hard part, concurrency within a window. Suppose in the same window as the compensable event, there's also a contractor delay running alongside it. In that case, the extension of time may well still stand, but the cost for that concurrent period may not. The contractor gets time, but not money for the overlap. You analyze each concurrent period inside the window on its own merits. Time and money can diverge, so keep the 2 questions separate. And here's a hidden benefit. Windowing actually helps with concurrency, because it localizes the overlap to a specific period instead of burying it inside one big project-wide calculation. None of this survives challenge without records. For each window, you need the updated program at that data date, native and logic linked. You need your 20.1 notices, 1 per event, given in time. For the access event, you need the access records and correspondence showing when possession was actually given. For the IFC event, you need the drawing register showing the required by date against the actual issue date. That's what proves the 20 days. And you need a fragment method statement, so each impact is reproducible. The drawing register and the access log are what turn a clause into a proven number of days. Let me flag where window TIA goes wrong, inserting all the events into one single program and ignoring the windows altogether, failing to re-identify the critical path at each window, so you miss the shift from access to structure. Modeling an event after it happened, as if it were still prospective, that's mixing your methods, and missing the 1.9 notice or the access record, a clause with no proof behind it. The power of this method is the discipline of the data dates. Skip the updates, and it quietly collapses back into a week impacted as planned. Let's bring it together in 6 lines. Time impact analysis inserts a fragment and reads off the movement in the completion date. Windows update the program to each data date and follow the critical path as it moves. You run a TAA inside each window, then sum the impacts. You map every event to its clause, 2.1 for access, 1.9 for IFC. You resolve concurrency window by window, and you prove all of it with updated programs, notices, and a method statement. This is the method that stands up, contemporaneous, clause linked, and reproducible. If it helped, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.